Episode 2.
Episode 2 with Mr. Newton.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Newton.
How's it going?
How does it feel to be on a podcast?
Something I never thought I would do.
Yeah.
You know?
You never thought
Just
you'd be
another
here?
man making a podcast.
Yeah.
What did you think when Paul and I were like, we're going to start a podcast? Were you scared?
No, I didn't think you guys would actually go through with it.
Damn.
I am a man with conviction. Honestly, I will see it through.
I'll never forget. I was watching the UT Bama game, and then Paul sends me a white paper. And I was like,
yeah.
whoa. This is getting too real. Oh, my goodness.
Man, but don't you hate it when people say they'll do something and they don't really follow through?
Yeah, I mean...
It depends.
yeah, if they're like, I'm going to beat you up.
Yeah,
Come on. Don't follow through.
I feel like I say I'll do something as a joke like half the time, and then never really mean to do it.
I mean, fair enough. Yeah, but I don't know. Something clicked for this one. Or if the cost was too high,
Yeah.
I probably would have stopped.
Yeah, the barrier to entry is pretty low. Surprisingly, I think.
Yeah, and
Well, I guess not too surprising considering how many podcasts there are.
Fair enough. But I feel like all these people you see, like, like Twitch streamers, they'll go like all in on equipment before they even like film their like first stream. They'll be like, I need a legit camera. I need to get a sick mic. I need a soundboard. I need like a capture card for my Switch.
yeah.
And then like they stream their first episode and they're like, I don't know what I'm doing. But we we're using our phone camera.
Right.
We bought like a total equipment cost of like what? Like
300 at most.
yeah, at most.
Yeah.
That's like everything.
$300 is cost of like one of the mics those like streamers use.
Yeah. I mean, also applying guy math here, like we've already filmed an episode that was like what, like an hour, 20 minutes of raw footage. If we do the math split between us, we each paid 150. That's like,
For an hours of entertainment.
yeah,
That's
right.
For that recording time.
Yeah, and we got like 50 views on our last episode. Like, which bot farm did you get to watch our videos?
Wait, we had 50 views?
I think we're at like 34 or 35 as of now.
Oh, what the? You're baiting me. It's not
Still.
50.
35?
I'm pretty sure Paul accounts for at least half of those.
How many devices did you watch it on, Paul?
No, I edit these, so for me, I already have to watch it like 3 times before I even upload it. So by the time I upload it, I'm done with it.
So you watched it 0 times? Are you telling us?
No, I watched it like 3 times.
Did you like and subscribe?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
You gotta
what?
boost those engagement scores, man.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. I'm not trying to legitimize it like that. Yeah.
I mean, shout out to our one commenter on our last episode.
Right. Sinister, what was it, 119 or something?
We see you. Big fans.
Yeah.
We'll
Thanks
drop
so much.
merch soon, so
Yeah.
you'll be able to...
We'll drop Minecraft merch for you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I honestly, must have just been inspired by our Minecraft content, talking about fishing and diamond farming in our last episode. If
Yeah.
you haven't seen it, click the link right here.
I'm not editing that.
That's for you, Paul.
That's the next step up, though.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think... I'll go it stepwise, you know. I'll build my skill set up to that, but, it's like processing an hour-long audio video file. Eesh. I don't know.
That's the only way to get that Raid Shadow Legend sponsorship, though.
Yeah.
I don't
Whoa,
want-
whoa, you can't plug them. You'll filter that out, right?
Sorry, we can't plug that yet. Not yet. That's come future
Yeah,
episodes.
Future episodes.
Yeah.
Okay. How did we get here? Who are you, Newton? How do we know you?
Well, I know Vishal from our amazing time at
Okay.
We worked together for about around more than a year, and then I met Paul through Ruth,
Mm-hmm.
who also worked at.
Right.
Yes.
And yeah, that's basically we're all in Houston. So
I'm trying to recall the first time I met Newton.
Uh-huh.
Newton, was it when I saw you in the restaurant with Misty?
no, I think it was at climbing
Climbing
and then we went to the beer garden, or what is it? The beer garden? What's it called?
Oh, you're talking about Buff Brews.
Buff Brews,
Yeah.
not the beer. Buff Brews. That was the
Yeah.
first time, and then I ran into you at Papa
I
Roach.
think that might be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's coming back now. Yeah, I remember Ruth used to tell me stories of Newton
Oh.
because Newton was
I was her
her.
boss.
Yeah,
technically.
kinda, yeah. He
Not
was
really
like-
her boss. I was her lead consultant. I don't know. I don't consider that your boss. Like I'm not a
Quote unquote
reporting
manager, I guess.
manager.
Like
Yeah.
your day-to-day manager.
Day-to-day manager, but we're not really like doing
Yeah,
it. Like,
yeah.
we're not filling out anything.
Yeah, I mean, if it had been structured correctly, you would have been her manager. I feel like, but
Oh yeah.
yeah, I remember when she was describing Newton, I was like, this guy's a social butterfly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Really.
What do you think about that title?
I mean, I can see it. I guess.
fitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like the most early defining characteristic of Newton was like if I mentioned a name, he's like, "Oh, I know them," or like, "I know someone who knows them," or
Right.
"We have 20 mutual friends."
Yeah, either you are a social person or you just spend too much time like on LinkedIn and Facebook.
Stalking people.
Yeah.
Gotten quite good at that though too. You know. No, I mean Houston's not that big of a city. I feel like the Asian scene in Houston,
Yeah.
everyone just kind of knows someone, and then especially if you go to UT, you know, like.
Yeah.
It's the same people from Houston go to UT, and then
Mhm.
eventually you're all in the same orgs, or you know people in the same orgs. So there's like, you know, the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
There's like probably like a 6 degrees of Newton, you know,
Oh,
like
I guess.
something like that.
Okay.
Honestly,
okay.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's probably more like 3 degrees max.
Vishal also, this applies for Vishal too, probably.
Yeah, I probably know too many people.
This is only like plus or minus 1 year for me, so I don't know anyone that's like in his grade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. I mean, like, it's uncanny the amount of people I know that already have like a connection to Newton. And I was like,
Really?
yeah.
Oh.
Like I was at like a friend's birthday party and someone there was like, "Where do you work?" And I told them. They're like, "Do you know Newton?" And I was like, "Huh?"
Wow. Okay.
And
I
it's
don't know
not
who
like
that
we
is.
worked at like a huge company where like, you know, like they were just like crap shooting a name. Like, "Oh, I work at JP Morgan. Do you know John?" Like,
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think. My college class
yeah.
had like 120 people in
In your major.
my major.
Okay.
I don't think I even knew all of them.
That's about the same as us.
Yeah,
Our
I-
chemistry class, 100, 120-ish.
Yeah, but I bet you would know everyone.
I knew like like during graduation, I was like I knew half of them. There was like some people I'm like I've literally never seen you before
Okay.
in my life.
Okay. All right. Then that's fair.
Yeah. I don't think in college I took like the time to care about knowing all the people in my major
Mm-hmm.
because those like ultimately that feels so like high school. Like, why would I like limit myself to only the people that are like doing the same thing I'm
Fair
doing?
enough. Yeah. So Newton, would you say you've always been a social guy, or was there like a pivotal moment where you're like, I'm gonna start being, I don't know.
Like social? Like,
Social.
were you ever like shy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Introverted?
Yeah. Did you have like a canon event?
Not really. I mean,
No.
I feel like I've always been pretty friendly. You
Uh-huh.
know, give off that friendly vibe.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I mean, I have a lot of different. I think one thing for me is that I can get along with like different people,
Mm-hmm.
just because I have a lot of different interests. So it's pretty easy to make small talk with randoms. You know, like I don't mind small talk. I know some people hate it, but like for me, it's like I'll say hi if I've seen you around enough times. You know, like oh, what's up?
It's interesting because I know that like you can get along with a lot of different people. I think I get along with a lot of different people, but I act differently. I feel like you don't act differently. You're like pretty much the same person. You just have different things to say.
Yeah, basically.
That's
Gotcha.
cool.
So one Newton, one face
Uh-huh.
for everyone.
Yeah.
And
Or corporate versus friends.
Yeah, I
probably,
guess
but,
so.
like,
Okay. Okay. I mean, that's fair. That's
I mean,
fair.
if there was anything I knew, I think that a lot of the people I used to love Newton because he was the source of all the gossip, and like the gossip was unfettered. Like people were like, "I love Newton because he didn't discriminate in who he gave the gossip to. He just gave it to everybody."
That's a dangerous game. That's the
man,
craziest thing.
I did not care though.
Yeah, I'd be too scared to give unfettered gossip. You gotta be strategic with that.
Play
I mean,
your
I wasn't
cards.
telling managers or anything. I was spreading it to all the associates and the people around my level, you know.
Okay.
It would be like there's gossip time. Like the clock hits 10 o'clock and you see Newton roll around your desk and you're like, "Ooh, I'm about to be informed."
Man, but that's what makes you have fun at work.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, I think
Especially, yeah.
that's why we became better friends. Like, it's so hard to like break that barrier down between coworkers unless you have someone like that.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like I've always been good at like, yeah, like even if you notice someone that doesn't talk much, you know, like you're at a party and someone doesn't talk much, but like you're still friends with them, like you try to make them, you know, feel like fit in, you know.
So are you the guy, if you see someone just standing in the corner, not talking to anyone, you will go up to him?
If I'm already friends with them, yes.
No, you can't be friends. Yeah, no. The whole
No,
point.
if it's like a random person, probably not. But like if
Yeah.
I'm inviting if I'm at a party, I have multiple friend groups there.
Mhm.
And like those friend groups don't mix, you know, but like I try to like go around to everyone to make sure like everyone's like, you know, having fun still.
You know, I don't think Newton's ever brought anyone over from his.
His other friend groups.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe he
He's
doesn't.
met a few people.
Like one or two, but according to you guys, it should be more like half the town by now.
Well, most of my friends aren't in Houston anymore.
Oh, okay,
okay.
okay. So your Houston network is kind of spreading out to other places.
Yeah. I had my core high school friend group.
Uh-huh.
Went to UT together. They're all spread out now. I have my UT friend group. A lot of like mostly chemies and then some other random people.
Uh-huh.
A lot of them are also spread out. There's a few of them still here in Houston, but like a lot of them are like in different cities.
So then you've been in Houston for quite a while now. For like how long would you say?
My entire life.
Wow. That's a lot of years.
Yeah.
You ever get tired of Houston?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah? But
Yes.
yet you buy a house.
I mean, I figured it was a good investment, you know?
Fair enough.
The thing is, Newton also works remote.
Yeah.
So you did have the option to go anywhere you wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was only in the last year. And at that point, like I was already kind of just settled in. I
So-
wouldn't mind moving still, but like, I mean, when I was applying for jobs, I was applying for remote or still in Houston, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like it's interesting because of how you describe yourself. You know, like you're social, you like talking to people at work, yet you took a remote job. Like
Oh yeah. Do you feel that kind of makes you a little bit more bored, a little more lonely?
Yeah, I would say so. Like, I feel like if we didn't hang out as much,
Yeah.
I feel like that, yeah, I would probably be pretty depressed, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, since I still see everyone, I started going climbing more, you know, you still get some of that social activity. It's harder to bond with your coworkers when you're all remote. You
I
know, we
bet.
still try to do some work gossip. You know, I'll message them on Slack, be like, "Hey, did you hear about this?" But I mean, most of the gossip only comes from if someone says something in a meeting and you're like, "Oh, that's kind of out of pocket," or something happens at an in-person event that happens like once a year. But yeah, there's not really much to talk about with them. You know, it's hard to get to know them on a more personal level.
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, on that same note, then like, what do you think? This is something we talked about in our first episodes. Like, what do you think makes you happy these days? Like, what gets you going? What gets you up in the morning and sleeping at night?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's similar to what you guys said, just like hanging out with people.
Uh-huh.
You know,
okay.
basically it.
I mean, I guess that's why we're here, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Would you say you hang out with us the most amongst your other friend groups?
Right now, probably, yeah.
Paul's like,
Oh.
tell me I'm your best friend.
Yeah, like rank us right now. Like rank me.
I would say so, because most of my other friends, I mean, yeah, like I see them probably once every 2 weeks, maybe. Like we'll hang out. So I probably see you guys the most just because of like climbing.
Okay.
You know, I think that's probably the thing that we all have in common.
Yeah. And now that Vishal lives with you, like vicinity wise, like
Yeah, it just makes too much
Yeah,
sense.
everyone just comes here instead. You know?
exactly.
It's interesting. If we look back in our friend group, I think Newton was actually the first person to start climbing.
Technically, I
Really?
think so.
Yeah.
When did you start climbing?
The first time I went climbing was probably 2021.
Oh, that's
God,
way.
one of my friends, he was like, "Hey, you want to go climbing?" And so a couple of us went. We got the 2-week membership, and we went like 4 times a week in those 2 weeks.
and
That's
then
crazy.
And then he moved away. He moved to California,
okay.
and then we all stopped.
Yeah.
And then a year later,
And then a year later, I started
Vishal
climbing.
started climbing. I'm like, I liked climbing.
Huh.
Should give it a try again.
Yeah.
I didn't know that Newton's experience with climbing started all the way back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I took like a year break. I think I never got to V3s back then. I think I got to V2s and I was like,
Oh yeah, no,
pretty good.
2 weeks is like
Yeah.
solid V2 territory.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I think I got like a V3 the first time I started climbing because it was just like a reach problem. And then I just got bodied by everything else. And like at the time I was climbing with people who had climbed for a little bit longer than me.
Yeah.
It took me like 1 or 2 weeks to get a little bit better, and then those people eventually stopped climbing with me. I felt homeless. I need to find another like climbing group, because for me, I don't know, it's something that's different. It's like I don't really climb alone a lot. I used to, but I've sort of passed that period of time. But I feel like you guys tend to go alone, or like just, you know.
I think
hang out.
I go alone a lot.
Yeah.
Because I go more than Paul still.
Yeah, and I find myself, you know, when I feel like too much time has passed, I get worried that my skill set is dropping.
It definitely does.
Yeah, so
Your strength decreases.
no, sometimes when I take a full week break,
Your strength increases.
yeah,
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
Really?
Dude,
yeah,
yeah, muscle fatigue is for sure happening.
yeah.
I
At the
feel
rate
my
that we're doing,
fingers just like I lose
Yeah.
all like strength of my fingers.
I think like crimp strength and stuff like that definitely diminishes, but like in terms of like leg strength or
Oh,
like
yeah.
back strength, it's like night and day.
yeah. When I do V3 problems nowadays, I can't believe I couldn't do it at one point in time.
Yeah, you get upset at yourself when you can't flash them.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
you're like,
That's every
"Oh,
single
dude,
time.
I
I'm like,
slipped.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, that move was kind of tricky.
No. It's like nowadays, like when I go up to do like a V5 or V6 problem, I touch the start and I'm like, yeah, that's not happening. That used to be me with V3s.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just don't believe in myself anymore. Like
Oh, God.
that was me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough. Yeah, but we kept going at it. I mean, we talked about it. It's just time makes the difference.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Newton started doing some crazy things. He started going way more than me, and I just, like, he'd be like, oh, yeah, this V4, it's super easy, super fun. And I'm seeing him, like, contort himself in, like, ways that he should not contort. And I'm like, what?
no, I'm still hard stuck V4 right now though.
It's like V4.
Hard stuck V4.
Oh,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Ceiling. That's your skill ceiling. I mean, it's just investing in yourself, and
Yeah.
I think that's. I remember when I got the year-long membership for Momentum. I was doing a little bit of boy math. Yeah, I was like, it costs like this many $100 if I go 2 times a week.
It's worth.
It's worth. I even went down to the hour. I spent like 2 hours, you know, by the hour. This is a great deal. You guys ever do that?
Oh, of course.
That's anytime I buy a video game.
Yeah.
$60 for a game. How many hours can I put into this to make it worth it?
Yeah.
With
Oh,
the
man.
battle passes, I'm like calculating how many hours I need to play to make it worth it.
Oh,
And then
man.
ultimately you come back to the free game
Yeah.
that
You
you,
just
put
go
the
back to
most
League of
hours
Legends.
in. Yeah. That's what I do. Like, dude, every time I buy a game, I'm like, it's worth it. And then like, I'm like, but I kind of want to play games with my friends. Like, boom, I'm on League of Legends. 9 hours passes. I wake up. I'm like, I should have just ended on a loss.
But League is free.
Yeah.
League is free.
Well, yeah.
That's why League was my first game ever.
Really.
Yeah, first game ever.
No Maple Story.
No.
Like all Korean boys play.
Didn't do Maple Story. Yeah, I'm not basic like that.
Yeah. League of Legends actually, they dropped their new world song today.
I
By
saw-
New Jeans.
I listened to it.
It's pretty good.
It's different than their other stuff.
Yeah.
It's
for
different from
sure.
their other stuff, but it just sounded like Blackpink.
Yeah, honestly, it did.
Yeah.
It did a lot. But
I mean, a lot of League songs kind of sound the same though.
For me, it's the music video that always gets me.
dude, the music video was sick.
No, but the thing is, like, these guys, like, if you've
Uh-huh.
ever seen them play live, like they're very dweeby guys.
Yeah, they're like very non-animated.
Exactly. They're very non-athletic.
Yeah. Okay, dude.
If
Yeah,
you've
it's
ever
like-
seen Faker do a barrel roll on stage,
That was pretty impressive actually.
I don't know. I think I saw his spine hit the ground at the wrong angle.
Fakers is a Asian Games gold medalist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but no, the music video, they make them look so cool, and I know when you watch them in real life, that's yeah.
I mean, did you see they're trying to get a military exemption in Korea?
No, they are military exempt.
Well, oh yeah, people were upset that they didn't get BTS military exempt, but they let Faker get military exempt, and people were making the claim that Faker wasn't as popular as BTS, which I think is an absurd claim. Like I think Faker has been like on the map for years. Like you don't have
I
to.
think BTS is more
Yeah.
famous.
Yeah,
though.
wait, I'm
BTS is,
trying to think.
BTS is
people
more
were
famous.
making the claim that BTS put Faker on the map.
No,
Okay, that's not
that
true.
is insane. I'll give that to you. But gamers are a marginalized group
You
outside.
don't think there are more
Gamers rise up, Paul.
Yeah.
You don't think there are more gamers than BTS fans?
I don't think there's more League of Legends fans than there are BTS
Dude, I
fans.
think you're in a bubble. Like, there's just no way that's true. Like,
Well, you have to remember, Faker doesn't go around the globe like doing concerts.
but like, you've heard his name.
because I play
Yeah.
League.
Well, okay.
Like even if you're not into K-pop, like you've heard of BTS.
Dude,
Yeah.
I didn't play League until college, and I knew who Faker was before that.
Yeah, but you were tangentially like you were in the gaming
Dude, like,
sector.
tangentially
Dude, I
next to
bet you
people who
more
listen to
people
K-pop.
know Gangnam Style
Okay.
than Faker.
Well, it's because it was in the YouTube Rewind.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, that must be it. The YouTube Rewind. Yeah.
Like I bet you if you go up to a random person in the streets and you ask them, "Do you know Faker or BTS?" Like they're gonna know who BTS is.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, dude.
Like I don't even think like even like
I don't think it's even close.
American people that play a lot of video games that are into like streaming and stuff that play like COD or only Fortnite. Like I would be surprised if they. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't know who Faker was.
Yeah.
Dang. I mean, unfortunately, we can't pull our group. But
Yeah, now we can't. Now
Yeah.
that they've watched it, they know who Faker is. Yeah.
but
No. No way. No,
No
way it's
way.
close. Yeah.
I don't think it's particularly close though.
well, I still think it's close.
I don't
I'll
think
have
it's
to break
really
down the numbers
close.
after
Yeah.
this. I'll post the analytics. Don't worry.
Yeah. So I know dividing like the number of hours you sink into something and by the cost is very common, like boy math,
Mhm.
probably girl math as well. Here's a one form of boy math I wonder if you guys can relate to. When I feel unhappy,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I am allowed to treat myself to like a good meal.
Okay.
And the rationale that I do is if I keep being unhappy, my body will decay faster. So in the long term, I'm actually saving myself by letting myself go out and eat something nice.
Oh my goodness, that is quite a claim.
No, you guys
I
don't
just
feel-
I just eat out a lot. so-
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You guys all
I
Doesn't
just
relate.
prevent myself from being unhappy.
Oh.
No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
The food is one of the few things that brings me joy. You know?
Oh God.
Exactly. Which is why for me it's like in college,
Mhm.
freshman year, sophomore year, I was like on intense saving mode where I was like, yeah, I'll live the college life, like, can of tuna, ramen.
Chicken, rice, broccoli.
Sure. But junior year, like coursework got so hard. I was so unhappy. I started going to the nicest sushi restaurant on campus once a week.
Oh man.
This is where people go on like dates, like like college students will like dress up and be like they'll take their girl on like a formal date for an anniversary. I was
Mhm.
showing up in my sweatpants after gym.
Just by yourself.
Yeah, just by myself, like table for one, in my sweatpants, and across from me, like a very nicely dressed couple, just enjoying their anniversary meal. That dichotomy is where I was at.
You don't think it's weird to eat by yourself?
I can't go out and eat at a restaurant by myself. I just refuse to do it. Like I'll take out food.
Oh, I
I
do
won't
it a
sit there.
lot.
Dude,
Actually,
I do it a lot, and my friends gave me so much for it.
Dang. Why
I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
I just don't like it. Like I feel like maybe I'm like an iPad kid, but like if I'm eating food alone, like I'd rather like watch something.
Dude, that's why I go to a restaurant. I'm on my phone.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm just on my
I just
phone,
don't like
yeah.
being on my phone like at
Okay.
a restaurant
Yeah.
in general.
I'm just too lazy to take the food home, like drive it. Like I'd rather eat there when it's fresh
Yeah.
than like drive it back.
Fair. I think quality of food is very different takeout versus eating there anyways.
That's true. but
plating, all that stuff.
I hate paying tip.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just like whatever. I'll just tip and get it. I'm okay with it at this point.
What do you guys tip at?
I always tip
percentage?
18 to 20.
It depends. If it's boba, honestly, controversially now, I don't tip that much because I started realizing, like sometimes I never tip at boba just because like
Yeah.
if I sit in, I'll always tip, but But if I'm taking boba to go, I'm not tipping anymore.
Sit down always, 20. Like I just do times 2, like 20%. But if it's if they had that little POS system and they switch it back to
15%.
me, I do $1
Whoa, no way.
for like boba, for like quick
Okay,
things. If it's not
okay,
food
okay.
related.
Yeah. No, if
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not a sit down restaurant,
Yeah.
I don't tip.
Yeah,
I
like if
think-
I'm sitting down at the restaurant and they still make me pay and like as a POS, then I'll tip them 20%. But if it's just like boba or coffee,
Like $1 max.
yeah, like I'll give it like $1 max.
Yeah, like during COVID, like I could understand, we were all scared about COVID, but these people, they had to go out to make a livelihood. I felt bad. You would tip. It's kind of over.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
like with takeout, do you tip on takeout?
No, I don't. Why? What am I tipping for?
I
The
don't.
service?
So yeah, during COVID I would tip. Like,
Oh, during COVID I did.
Yeah.
tip 20%. Now, yeah, I just put like $1.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean you're better than me if you put $1. Like, yeah.
Just give $1.
Do you think, like on the same vein, are you nice to waiters?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I'm very nice to
Very
waiters.
patient.
Yeah.
I feel like when you're nice to the waiter, they're just like nice back to you, and then I just feel like so pressured
I
to leave
think-
a bigger tip.
I think that's like one of the things where it's like if I'm friends with someone, or if I'm trying to get to know someone, if they're mean to like service workers, that's like a huge red flag.
Yeah, for sure.
To be fair, if the service is awful, then like I don't bother trying to hide my displeasure.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Like if they hear me talking to my friend saying something like, are you kidding me? Like an hour wait, or it's like we've been here 30 minutes and no one's even giving us water. Like I don't care. Like,
yeah, that's different, I guess.
Yeah.
It's more of just like being rude rather than like.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. I never start off the interaction being rude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or feeling entitled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. What other red flags you got, Newton? What are your red flags?
Yeah.
Not much,
Really?
Everything. Hey, I'm colorblind, man.
Green
No.
flags, red flags. I can't.
Not the colorblind.
I think I'm.
No, I do have red flags. though.
Yeah. Everyone has to have
Everyone
red
has
flags.
Yeah,
come
I'm
on.
interested.
Drop us 3.
Having been in Houston for a while,
Yeah.
and then having been in the dating scene for longer than that, like you must have
Yeah.
accrued some.
I feel like
Discernible
cheating
flags.
is always like the biggest red
Okay.
flag. You know?
So let's say you have like a close male friend
Mm-hmm.
and he cheats on his girl. Would you no longer be friends with him?
Ooh.
Because I usually separate. Like
Your friends versus girls.
no, it's like I know him as a friend,
Uh-huh.
not as a boyfriend.
Oh, so you're like he's okay as a friend. I
Yeah,
would never.
This is my justification in
Oh.
my mind, my
I
mental
mean,
gymnastics.
I've had friends that were girls, or no, friends. I guess they didn't cheat. Maybe they home wrecked or whatever.
Okay,
But
okay.
we're still friends with them. But we never stopped giving them shit for it though.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
like we constantly are like, hey, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do this.
Okay.
Stop doing this.
It's interesting because like I think when you think of cheating, right? Obviously, the core principle that violates is like loyalty. Do you think like in a friendship versus a relationship, loyalty is more or less important? Because I think in a relationship, obviously, loyalty is super important. In a friendship, it's important, but probably to a different degree.
Loyalty's big.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
like I like to know, if I tell you something personal about myself,
Yeah.
you'll keep it to yourself kind of
Yeah.
loyalty. But when it comes to like romantic relationship,
Yeah.
that level of loyalty is I think in a different
Yeah, it's a different type of
it's
loyalty.
a different
I mean, would you tell your friend's significant other that they're cheating?
oh. I don't think I would.
Anonymously.
Anonymously?
No,
Your friend's significant other that they're cheating. I mean, honestly, it depends if I know them. I think.
like how
Like if it's someone I don't know, I'm not gonna like. I feel like I won't personally go through the effort of trying to find out who they're dating.
I mean, you've like met them. Like you guys are
Okay.
close friends. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
obviously
We're
met
close
them. You've
friends.
met them
Yeah.
a few times.
Okay.
You know,
like you've gone on double dates or something.
or you've like they've hung out with your friend group. You know?
Yeah.
Huh. I don't know. I'll let you go, Paul.
Okay, so when it comes to my friends
huh.
who, or if it were my friend who was cheating on his partner, I wouldn't report him
Mm-hmm.
to the authorities. here's where I do play an active role. If I'm out with my friend and, you know, we're drunk and, you know, he's kind of vibing with a different girl, then I will actively stop him.
Yeah. Okay. For
Yeah.
sure.
I'll be like, it's time to go, man. Like, you don't want to be doing this.
So even if you knew he didn't like, or like, what if he was like, I'm ending things with my partner, or he's like, I know there are so many people out there that are better. What would you do in that scenario?
I would still be like, yeah, clean that up first.
Clean that up first.
Yeah, just don't do this in front of me.
Okay.
Yeah. How about you, Newton?
I feel like I would tell myself, you know, that I would anonymously.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fake
you would.
A fake Instagram account, anonymously send a message.
Wow, that's a lot of effort.
That is.
Because I feel like if I was in that situation, I would want to know. I mean, I say this now, but like I don't know how I would react if it actually happened. Because obviously, like, yeah, when it's your friend, it's different. But like when I think about it, like, yeah, I would hope that that's what I would do. Is like,
Do you think you would believe them? Like in your current state, would you believe them if they had no receipts? Or would
I mean, if someone was cheating, like if a random person just messaged me and was like, "Hey, this person's cheating."
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully you would give enough details where it's like believable. It's not
Dude.
just like hey, this guy's like, you'll be like, X person, this person, like, be careful. Don't want to give away who I am, you know, whatever.
Man, talk about a nefarious thought. You could secretly message Newton and plant seeds of doubt. What kind of twisted idea is that?
No, nothing like that. But
The
But
crazy thing is, I've tried it before.
you've tried like telling your friends.
No. Do you guys remember Ask.fm?
No,
No.
I'm not a boomer.
Ugh, what? Are you kidding me? So back in like high school, which for us should be the same time, like mid 2010s.
Mid 20.
There was a.
I am older than Paul, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Dude, I started high school in 2013.
I graduated high school in 2014.
Okay. Well. No way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you graduated in 2018.
I graduated college in 2018.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, fine. Ask.fm was a Q&A forum where you could submit a question anonymously to whoever's Ask.fm page it was.
So you had to make a page.
No, you don't have to. To submit a question, you don't have to do anything.
Oh wait,
But-
I do remember this.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember this now.
To submit a question to somebody, that person had to have a page.
Oh yeah, that person needs to
Okay,
set up a page.
yeah.
And I thought it was the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah.
And I thought if you set up a page, you're asking for it.
Yeah.
So I would
God.
I would type these like elaborate messages like, oh, I saw, and you know, Facebook is available. So all I need to do is find like a Facebook picture and where you know, it's a group of friends, and I'll just be like, yeah, I know you're dating him, but he's also kind of seeing your friend on the side.
Dang.
And it's plausible because if they took a picture together, they should know each other. Man, that was like devious.
Oh my! You were a detective.
Diabolical.
Dude, yeah. What? How many relationships did you end?
I think no, I can't say that I ended anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
This
not.
should be pretty easy to
No,
disprove.
no, I'm sure they didn't believe me, but I'm sure it did put a strain on the relationship.
So how many relationships did you strain? I can just imagine you on a Thursday night. You're like, dude, I have to go to school tomorrow. Like all my
No.
friends got off league. What am I gonna do? Then you're like, I know exactly what. I'm
No,
gonna
when
do."
you're under the guise of like anonymity,
Anonymity. Yeah.
anything's fair game.
Oh my
Yeah, honestly, like
What would you do, Vishal?
yeah.
With like,
Would you confront the?
when I confront.
Let's say it's not like some random person. Let's say it's like, yeah, like someone that you're friends with this person, and so you've met the significant other.
When and like I know that the friend is cheating.
And you know,
Yeah,
you
you're
know he's
better
cheating.
friends
Like, you
with the
ha-
cheater,
yeah,
though.
Yeah,
I
you
was
are
better
better
friends
friends with the cheater.
Yes, by far. By
Yeah.
Oh.
But you know who the girl is. Like you've hung out with her.
yeah.
Yeah, interesting scenario. I mean, I guess I don't know. I don't know what I would do. I feel like it would if I had beyond a reason of a doubt, like I knew that person was cheating.
Like, yeah, you know it for a fact.
Yeah.
I would first confront that person, and I'd tell them to confront their partner.
Oh, that's different.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, we're assuming that like he's not telling.
Like you've had that conversation.
Yeah, like you've
with
already
him.
been like, hey, this
Yeah,
is
then
my-
I'm telling the partner. Like,
okay.
I'll give you the chance to do the right thing because like
Oh.
maybe you messed up, but like that's it. That's all you get.
Yeah, the
Gotcha.
first thing is obviously you would confront them, but assuming that they're just like, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm
Because like at
doing.
that point, I wouldn't care about stressing my friendship because
Gotcha.
a person who intentionally cheats and knows that they're cheating and doesn't have any remorse about it, that's different.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I wouldn't care to keep good friends with a person like that.
Let me rephrase for myself then. Let me
Okay.
reframe it. I have some very, very close friends.
Okay.
If those guys were being cheated on,
Uh-huh.
for sure. That's a report.
Yeah.
I think if it's like more of a casual friend,
Uh-huh.
like, you know, I just see you once in a while, and the other night I just happened to, you know, see your girl cheating on you,
Mhm.
I'd be like, it's kind of iffy, you know. It's not really my business.
Well, I mean, it depends on how close you are to
Right, right,
to
yeah.
both parties. You know, like yeah, if it's some random person, I'm like, you're a mutual friend I have that I know through someone else, and I saw their significant other cheating,
Yeah, it's
or
like
saw you cheating, but
Yeah.
I know the significant other is like, I don't really know you well enough.
yeah, you
I don't know
kinda-
either of you well enough to do it.
you
But yeah,
just
if it's
kinda
like
drop
someone
it.
that I'm actually close with, then it's like, I feel like I would have to step in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're all pretty much on the
yeah,
same page.
yeah. We have
I
a
mean-
good moral compass here. Yeah.
But yeah, definitely a red flag. I think a red flag that I've been struck against is
Mhm.
for having a lot of female friends.
That's what I've been told too.
I don't have many female friends.
You don't have any friends. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, what has your experience with that been like?
I'm very upfront about it.
Yeah,
Like very upfront.
like
First date,
first date, you're like,
second date, I'm just
all
like,
my friends are.
I mean, I feel like one thing when I'm talking to someone, like, yeah, we always just talk about like, oh, like, who are your main friends that you hang out with?
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, full transparency, like, I have a lot of female friends.
No, that's fine. But it's like, what if they say name your best friends,
Uh-huh.
and you don't name a single dude,
And it's
only girls,
women.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not my case, so
Yeah,
I
that's
can't-
also
can't
not
really-
mine.
Yeah, no, but would that be a red flag? For sure.
Like if I were a
right?
girl,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like simultaneously, I feel like you'd say the same thing, right? Like to contextualize it, would it be a red flag if the girl said all of her friends were guys?
Kinda.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. It really just, it depends. Cause I do believe that, like, obviously I think that like you can have platonic relationships.
That is true.
Yeah, it seems like you disagree with that.
No, because I'm just curious. Have you guys never fallen for a friend?
Oh, for sure, I have.
Yeah, like lines can get pretty blurred. It's
But that's different than being in a relationship with someone and being mistrusting of their friends.
I guess so. I mean, yeah, if you're not secure enough to trust
Yeah, your partner.
partner, probably don't start.
Yeah, but that's also your like own insecurity then, right? Like the only reason you'd probably, or not the only reason, but I feel like the most common reason you find mistrust in others is because you have mistrust in yourself, or you've experienced it in a prior relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like for me, it's like, I know I have a lot of platonic friends that are, you know, girls. So if my partner had a lot of like guy friends, I'd be okay with it. It's like, I have no reason to distrust you unless the guy gives me like, the creeps or like weird vibes.
You meet him and immediately you can tell he's
Yeah.
like gunning for
Like
her.
there
That's a
are
question.
there are
Does it-
scenarios where it's like, if you and one of your girlfriends have like a weird, you know,
Like a past.
if there's a weird past, that's
Oh.
that you know, complicates things. The way they act around you like is different compared to like other people.
Yeah, I think having a past with someone definitely changes. Like if I knew that either of them liked each other in the past, that's
Uh-huh.
different.
Like
An
if they
ex, that's like
Yeah.
stuff like that. It's like
Okay.
It just it depends, you know.
like if they shared one drunken kiss like years ago.
I don't know. I mean, that's
It
a
would
hard
just-
question.
It would just
Yeah.
depend on
There's
how they
so much
yeah, it
context
just
you
depends on
need.
how like how they interact with each other.
I guess it's easier to just generalize and say it's fine if they have friends of the opposite sex. I think it's an issue when they don't prioritize their partner
Yeah.
over their friend. And I guess that goes for whether it's a male or female friend at
Mm-hmm.
that point.
I mean, I just count like, yeah, like my friends are the girls, I treat them the same as the
Yeah,
friends
like
are the
friend
guys.
is a
Like,
friend.
they're
yeah.
just a friend.
There's
I
no
don't-
guy friend or
yeah,
girlfriend.
Like I don't treat them differently. Like I would do the same thing I would do with the boys, you know.
Boys.
No, you would not treat them like the boys. don't lie. You shouldn't be like grabbing or anything.
Well, I don't know how you treat the boys.
Dang, Paul goes crazy with the boys. But yeah,
Yeah, that is true. I am weirder with the boys.
Yeah,
But I feel like the
yeah.
boys are just weirder though too.
yeah, you just match their energy.
Yeah, I just I match the energy of the group I'm with.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Fair
But no,
enough.
yeah, I'm pretty upfront about it, and like I'm like, also yeah, I've never had interests in these people. Never like they've never had interest in me.
That you know of.
They're all in very long-term relationships. Like if you want, like very open, like they want to meet you, they're down to meet. Like you can view the interactions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Here's a red flag that I think is very uncomfortable. When they keep like so let's say, you meet a girl
Okay.
and you see her interacting with her friends and they're just mean. Like
They're mean.
yeah, like they say it's like their humor or their dynamic, but they say stuff like they call their friends idiots or like, are you stupid? Are you
Ooh.
dumb? You know?
Dumb, stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
yeah. I mean, obviously, I think the way you treat your friends is
Yeah.
very
Yeah,
indicative
right?
of how you'll treat other people. Now, obviously, there's a line between just like harassing your friends because you're
roasting
friends
them.
and like genuinely being mean.
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah, but from an outsider, it's never that amusing. It's like kind of weird.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, yeah, there's a difference between roasting and like bullying.
Oh
So,
yeah, exactly. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you walk that line sometimes, Paul.
No, but
You're like borderline.
I don't think I would ever insult someone's intelligence or something personal like that, where it's like someone's physical features, for
Uh-huh.
example.
Well,
I
roast
don't
their
touch.
actions.
Exactly,
We're not
exactly.
we're not gonna bully.
Yeah, like any like weird mistakes you make, those I will roast. But when you
you
go
roasted
after,
the shit out of me for being single for so long.
that is not
That wasn't
that's
an
not a
action.
permanent trait. First of all, you're always welcome to change
that's
it.
not like an action. That's just like a state of being. You just come. It would be like every week. Sometimes I'd get scared to come to the climbing gym because I was like, "Oh no, Paul's gonna make another comment."
I'm still single, so I know he's gonna come after me again.
I'm like waiting for the day where I'm not single, so I could be like, "Paul's like, you're single." I'm like, "No, I'm not."
Okay, first off, didn't know it hurt you that
No, I'm
much.
kidding, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
But-
but huh?
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I think it's hard to see. Like, first of all, yeah, obviously, if someone is like straight up being abusive to someone, like, I feel like,
Yeah.
instantly red flag. But like,
Yeah.
I think there's like a fine line of like roasting to like you don't want someone who can't roast or like can't hang. You know?
Yeah. Well, since we're talking about red flags, have you guys ever had a moment where you're like, I can change her?
No,
No?
not once.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, when you're on the apps for a
Oh.
long time, at some point you're just like, I can change. I can change.
Oh.
You say that about yourself, like, oh, I can change myself, or I can change them.
Ooh, do you think you have any red flags?
Oh yeah. Let's say what our red flags are, because we're introspective on this podcast.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
super
Yeah.
interesting.
Newton, you go first.
I mean, well, I guess one thing I've heard that you have a lot of female friends.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, but
So
we
that's an
established,
obvious one.
that's not a problem for loyal guys like us. So, what's red flag number 2? After you get past that hurdle.
After that first one,
Yeah.
Let me think. Can be a bit too frugal, I guess.
Ooh.
Man, I was gonna say that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's just something I'm working on.
Yeah. Hmm.
Like when you go out for a meal with Misty, do you ever kind of pressure her not into buying certain things then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, do we really need to get like this drink? It adds
Oh,
an extra $8.
yeah, no. Yeah. Like for me, appetizers, Nah.
Really?
Nah.
Yeah, I'm like dessert. Okay, actually no, we always get dessert, but I'm like.
I always. skip
I'm like,
dessert.
drinks? Do we really need to get that drink? It's like $7 extra.
Yeah.
I'm getting better. I think I'm getting better at it, you know. But it's like, it adds up. It adds.
It really
up.
does. It really does. Like lunch should not be $50 after like
Oh, yeah.
appetizers,
Yeah.
drinks, and tip.
No.
And
yeah.
I tend to, yeah, it is one thing. Like, yeah, I can be a bit frugal. I mean, I have the money, but it's like you're kind of raised to just be that way. I feel
Yeah,
when you're in an Asian,
I'm with you. I'm
like an
with you.
Asian household, I guess.
Yeah.
for sure.
What's your red flag, Vishal?
That's my red flag. I mean, I guess the same as Newton, which I think is changing also. Like, it's not like I'm actively.
Oh,
working
your
on
red
it.
flag is like morphing.
No. Like the fact that I had like too many female friends.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't think that's like. I didn't consciously set out to only make female friends.
Yeah, it just happens.
Yeah.
But then again, do you actively say, "Hey, my friends are mostly female," or is it something they realize when you're like, "Hey, come meet my friends"?
It's more or less like I find myself realizing it when I like talk about my friends and like I'll have stories and then it'll
Oh.
just be like name after name.
Oh, just name dropping girls nonstop.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
that would be annoying.
Yeah.
They see who's basically that. Like if I'm telling a story, they go through your Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know.
yeah. Yeah.
But no, like obviously it's not like I actively sought out for
Yeah.
that. And like at this
Mm.
point I don't think that's even necessarily true. So like I don't know. I think one thing I've gotten maybe is like I don't think I'm very self-aware of my red flags, so I don't think I would know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a hard exercise to
Yeah.
do. You know, we like to believe we're good people, that we have good
Yeah, probably
traits.
like I care too much, like I
Oh
work
my.
too hard.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's mostly just beige flags for us. you
Yeah.
know?
Beige
honestly.
flags?
Like it's not
Yeah,
like
have-
like none of
Have
us
you
are
heard the
like.
concept of beige flags?
No, I have, but I think beige flags are harder to detect for yourself.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
are just weird things, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I guess red flags are like what deters people from dating you.
Yeah, like
beige flags are just like the
Things you just
laundry you,
deal with.
pick up
Yeah.
with it. Like this guy who says he's frugal and then spends all his money on Legos.
a beige flag. If Vishal were to say, when I need to poo, I take off all my clothes.
Whoa,
That would be a
I
beige
didn't
flag, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
harmless, but it's kind
It's
of
harmless things that
yeah,
are just
but
kind of
it's
weird.
weird. It's
Yeah.
weird that you get fully naked when you poo.
no, that's like an ick, right?
No, that's not ick because no one would know. But it means like
Beige flags
in your
present
psychology.
themselves.
Oh,
No, like,
okay.
it has to be
Okay.
something you can observe.
okay.
It's some,
I feel like beige flags are just like weird things that like
it's like
you
something
put up
that's-
with. It's
something
like
that's,
it's not gonna.
an ick, but could be an ick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like every time he walks out of the house, he just goes barefoot to get the mail.
That's gross. That's just
that's an
gross.
ick, man. That's a red flag.
Yeah, that's just gross, man.
Shoes in the house, red flag.
Oh
yeah.
for sure.
What if they believe the Earth was flat?
Oh, that's a hard no for me.
Yeah,
That's
I
a hard
can do
no.
that.
That's a hard no. I've talked
Conspiracies
about this.
are-
Conspiracies are big no.
Like you can have innocent conspiracies, but nothing like, oh yeah, all the scientists are.
Yeah, no, that's a hard. I've talked about this with Misty. It's like I will roast the shit out of a flat earther. I can't. It's any like conspiracy theorist. I feel like would be a hard no.
What horoscopes?
That's a borderline. that's I think beige in my eyes.
That's
it
a beige
depends,
flag,
It depends
yeah.
How they
horoscope
apply
we're
it.
talking.
It's
Yeah,
a-
if we're
yeah.
talking like reading horoscope every morning
Yeah.
and being like, this is the way I'm gonna like live my life today because this says that, that's a no. But like if you just like want to have fun, or like, oh yeah, defining characteristics
Oh,
of this person.
really?
It's just a fun thing. I think it's harmless until they start using it to like
Justify actions.
justify actions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when
Or
they
if they're like,
weaponize it.
oh,
I
I
did that
can't
because
date
I'm a
you because
Libra.
you're a Gemini or you're a Leo. In those
yeah.
cases, I'm like, okay, that's.
Oh.
Bullet dodge.
Yeah.
Or
But like if it's just like if you're into it, you're into it. Like it's a harmless hobby. I don't really think that much of it, but it's only when it gets to that level where it's like dictating how you feel about someone, or
Yeah, when they get too into it.
Yeah.
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 which I think goes for like any hobby, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
I've heard that climbing is a red flag before.
Why?
Actually, I've heard that too.
Why?
Because it's like so characteristic of this like one picture of person. It's like the tech bro who goes climbing.
We're
It kind of just becomes your identity. I've heard that.
it kind of is though.
It did become my
like think about like you started an Instagram page for climbing. That's that would be a red flag. To be fair, that's a red flag.
shout out Newt climbs.
Yeah, yeah.
Follow me. I'm private, but
he'll unlock it for anyone who follows.
Anyone who follows, it's an unlock. I just don't want it to be public, you know.
Yeah, but yeah, I think I can see why. It's
You're like typecasted as a character. You're just like always talking. Like, I mean, I think I did that when I first started climbing. I would just be like, oh, I love bouldering. Blah,
you,
blah, blah, blah,
you
blah.
know what's a red flag typecast for me? Horse girls.
Horse girls?
Horse girls.
They do have a negative stereotype.
I don't think I've ever met a horse girl.
Tell me how you guys feel about this statement.
Oh, God.
All horse girls are Taylor Swift fans.
Oh, I think that's
Probably
true.
true.
I think
Yeah?
that's gotta be, but not the other way around. Right?
Yeah, not the other
okay,
way
cool,
around.
cool, cool,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah, yeah. They have that like peppy energy, that peppy girl energy, you know? It's just like kind of scares you when they like when their eyes are a little bit too wide open and they smile a little bit too
You seem to have a lot more experience with this than I do, so maybe
We had a few horse girls in high school, but I didn't really talk to them.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
We were in very different social groups,
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
not like I ever associated
Yeah.
with them.
but,
Interesting.
but from my peripheral, you know, that's what I noticed. It's
Yeah,
like
you had your eye open. I know.
no horse girls.
No
No,
horse
Yeah, no horse girls.
Horse girls are the equivalent of the like fishing guys.
Oh, is that right?
I
feel
think that's the
like the
equivalent.
dude with like a fish in his first picture on his
Yeah.
like abs.
I feel
Let
like
me
that's like
think.
the equivalent.
Is that just not like?
Like fishing photos are a red flag to girls.
I feel like some people love them though.
What
I
about
guess-
hunting?
I feel like that's a red flag for most people our age.
What?
Yeah.
What was
Our
that?
Like a hunting.
demographics.
hunting.
Hunting photos. Yeah. Yeah, it feels very old.
Another red flag is if you put moderate on your dating app.
Oh no, for sure.
that is
for
a
sure.
red flag
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it just means you're a conservative in hiding.
Yeah, bro, you're just far right. Yeah, moderate is right. Right
like,
is
extreme
far right.
right. Exactly.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
But isn't that funny that they intentionally try to play off of that position?
What's worse though? Someone that says they're moderate or someone who actually doesn't have strong political opinions?
Someone who is like they're like a centrist versus
Well,
apolitical.
Like a true centrist versus someone who
Who's just agnostic?
yeah. Because I feel like at least
I feel like it's very hard to be a true centrist though.
but like
these days.
defining
A true
yourself as a
centrist is-
centrist
I-
implies that you've like done due diligence, right? And
Yeah.
like you've determined that like you've weighed pros and cons. I feel like so many people now are agnostic and it just comes from a place of privilege where they're like, I don't have to care about politics because they don't directly impact me.
That's true. I would say to me both are the same in the sense that to me both are a little misguided.
Okay.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like, but I would say someone who's agnostic is easier to talk to, just because they don't already have a set
Predefined
foundation.
opinions.
Exactly. Usually, when you see someone who's like really deeply engrossed in a certain political belief, it's honestly upbringing for the most part. You know, I would say I share similar views as like my dad. If my dad had shared different views, I'm not so sure I would say I would still have my current views. You know, it kind of shapes it.
Yeah,
The-
definitely.
I disagree with
With your parents.
my parents.
Oh,
Very open. Like,
I
very
see that. I see that a
openly
lot
debate.
too.
I
Yeah.
think well my parents were a split party, but I think it's just mostly from like the issue with like bipartisan systems is you'll just like confound like social and like
Yeah.
fiscal policies.
Yeah.
So like I think that's where it stands. But yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my dad is he's apolitical now, so
Oh.
he's willingly apolitical now.
Oh god.
Oh gosh.
Like pro anarchy?
What? No, I think he just doesn't view.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Doesn't view America in the best light, I
Oh.
guess.
Oh god.
thinks things are on the downhill. Like no
Oh.
matter who is in charge, basically.
Oh,
goodness.
okay.
Although he is very anti-Trump, so
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, but for me, I'm usually fine with. I can respect your position. I can respect hypocrisy.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, like if you do or if you believe in a certain view, and yet you try to take advantage of, I guess, whatever different views that exist out there, like, probably not. You know.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, like I think unemployment is a very common thing. Like, you complain about unemployment, like, why should I be subsidizing like these lazy folks? And when they run into hard times, suddenly unemployment just isn't enough,
No, I see what you mean.
right? So
You can't have a leopards ate my face moment.
Yeah.
exactly. It's like I think most of it stems from like an empathy problem.
Oh yeah.
Like
It's
until
definitely it's always until it happens to me.
Yeah.
exactly,
I can't
exactly.
relate to it.
Yeah.
I think I fall victim to it sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty easy to fall victim to things like that. Like,
Yeah.
perspective is way more important than we think it is.
Yeah, like
We're all in we are in a bubble.
Yeah.
Like young
Young professionals.
professionals typically lean a certain way, and we
Yeah.
all fall into we all fall into the bubble
Talking
until
about like-minded people.
yeah.
yeah. But I say this, but the times I fall victim to it is like when I'm driving. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, you idiot. Like, drive properly, whatever. But when it comes my turn, it's
Oh
like,
yeah.
oopsie.
Accidentally ran the red light.
Yeah.
Oops.
Oops.
Oh, dude, that reminded me. I think for such a long time, there were people I knew that would deal out so much. Like, they would have so many things to correct about people, and they'd be so vocal, and you'd feel so bad when they said something about you,
Right.
and you finally said something back to them, and they're like, "Oops," or sorry, and they minimized it, and I'm just like, wait a second,
I mean, that's more
Exactly.
common than people think.
yeah, but
Yeah.
it's crazy because I was for the longest time I'm like, how do I do that?
Yeah. For me, that still counts as hypocrisy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always find myself forgiving myself a little bit more. So I definitely fall victim to some of the same issues. Yeah.
But yeah, Newton, how was it being the first guest on our podcast?
Pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I feel I thought this amount of time would be able to capture a lot, but
Mhm.
I think we're only scratching the surface. I think there's so many topics that we kind of
Glazed over.
exactly.
Audience can vote for their favorite guest.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. And then they'll come in for the part 2 first.
no, season 1 and then season 1 favorite and then season 2 we'll see how it
I think
goes.
that'd be cool if we space it out long enough. We could see how our interactions with each other change, where we are, how that's different than from before, and I think that accomplishes what we've been trying to do.
Yeah. But I think when we talk about these topics, it does a pretty good job of capturing, where our head is at.
Yeah.
What we value, what our experiences have been so far. So it may seem like random topics, but I think it gives a better glimpse of who we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, well, thanks for being our first guest.
Yeah. Thanks
No
so much,
problem.
Newton. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a great guest. I look forward to having Newton on again.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. We have a lot more to discuss.
Yeah. I have so many questions for Newton.
Interesting.
But all right, that's
All
episode
right.
2.
Yeah. Thanks so much.
Leave a comment, subscribe,
Yeah.
Smash that like button.
smash that like button, and
Smash it like Newton
we'll
would.
see you in episode 3 with an unknown guest.
Yeah. Another surprise.
Might be a girl this time.
Oh.